The story that I'm going to share with you all is a story from the Vishnu Puran, and it's a very interesting story of a king named Vishwarthan. So this king, his name was Vishwarthan, and he had a son who was called Shatrabandhu. So this son, the prince of that land, was very notorious. He was harming people a lot, and all the people of the kingdom, they went to the king and reported to the king about this issue, and they requested the king, please protect us. So the son of this king, he was actually harming people. He was very notorious, and he was very harmful to people. So the king, he tried to first talk to the son by telling him wise words and telling him not to do all bad things to people. But no matter how much advice the king gave the son continued doing what he was doing. Finally, the king sent the prince to the forest, thinking that maybe one of us might change this person's behavior. But the Shatrabandhu, he went to the forest and started harming all the animals in the forest and the sages in the forest. And now people in the country were very peaceful, but people in the forest were very much struggling. One day, while the Shatrabandhu was in the forest, there was one Muni, very elderly Muni. He went to have a bath in the pond, and unfortunately, he slipped, and he started drowning in the pond, and he started crying out for help. The Shatrabandhu happened to pass by, and he heard the Muni calling out for help. And somehow that day, some kind of good thought came in his mind, and he jumped into the pond and saved the life of this Muni. And this Muni was so happy and grateful to the Shatrabandhu for saving his life that he wanted to do something good to this prince. He asked about this prince, and then slowly got to know about this prince's entire life. And he understood that this prince was the son of King Vishwarthan, and he gave so much. He was torturing people like anything, and not just in the kingdom, but even in the forest, he's still torturing people. So the sage gave him one small advice. The sage told him, "Whatever you want, you do, but chant the name of Govinda always." The Shatrabandhu replied, "What is the relationship between my sinful activities and chanting the name of Govinda?" He said, "Why should I chant?" The Muni told him that any small act done for the Lord never gets lost. One day or the other, you will get benefited from this act. So then, from that day onwards, Shatrabandhu started chanting Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. But interestingly, he would do all kinds of bad things, but he would still chant Govinda, Govinda. He was killing, torturing animals, troubling the sages, but he was constantly chanting Govinda. Somehow, this boy, Shatrabandhu, became attracted to the name of Govinda a lot. And he could not stop chanting the name of Govinda. And over a period of time, there was a small transformation that came in his heart. One day, he was thinking, how can I steal from other people when I'm chanting the name Govinda? And then he was thinking, how can I kill someone while chanting the name Govinda? Slowly, he started realizing the bad things that he's doing. And he slowly started reducing all of the bad things that he was doing. And then eventually, he only kept chanting the name of Govinda. Eventually, at the end of his life, he died. And in his next lifetime, he was born in a devotee family. And he continued chanting the name of Govinda from where he had left out. And eventually, he attained the perfection of his life, and he was liberated. He went back to the spiritual world. The story is told in the Vishnu Puran, and it is said that one's devotional acts never fails, and the Nam Sankirtan of the Lord, the holy names of the Lord, will eventually liberate one from all sinful activities that one can do. The word mogha means something that gets wasted. Mogham means something that gets wasted. And the word amogham means something that never gets wasted. Whatever bhakti we do towards the Lord never gets wasted. And therefore, the Lord is called Amogaha, which means that one whose bhakti or spiritual activities never gets wasted. So that means there are many emotions that we have that get wasted with time. But the devotion that we do to the Lord, it never gets wasted. No matter how many lifetimes pass, or no matter how many lives, how many years we pass in our lives. Many times we wonder whether our chanting has any kind of efficacy or not, whether Krishna really accepts our chanting or not. You should not wonder at all, because the Lord is Amogha. That means whatever you do for Him, that never gets wasted. Whatever emotions you show towards the Lord never gets wasted. In this world, whatever emotions we show towards people, it is taken for granted. Many times we are not reciprocated sufficiently for the emotions that we show towards others. But for the Lord, whatever emotions we show, they remain eternally in our connection with the Lord, and nothing gets wasted. If we chant one holy name, Govinda, it remains forever with us, and it will help us and save us during the biggest crisis of our lives. So let us invest our emotions, let us invest our energies, let us invest all our heart in taking the names of the Lord and chanting the names of the Lord. By doing so, our emotions find right place, and our emotions find a right investment. Otherwise, all emotions in this world eventually let us down. No matter how intense those emotions are, they eventually let us down. And no matter how much we invest in relationships of this world and people of this world, eventually they let us down. But the one person that never lets us down is Supreme Lord, and therefore He is known as Amogha. So let us start investing in this relationship which is eternal. Let us start investing in this connection with the Lord, which is absolutely eternal. And the Lord will never ever let us down. So with this meditation, let us chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the holy names, and chant prayers beautifully for the pleasure of the Lord. And know very well that whatever investment of love that we show to the Lord is very much cherished by the Lord, and He always reciprocates with us. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.